Alright everyone, gusto ko lang sana i-introduce sa inyo yung next serious series natin, which will be Risk Management Academy. Now, for this video, ang pag-uusapan natin is why manage risk, and we'll do a quick primer kung ano ang pwede nyong i-expect sa series na to. Now, this series was born because I was trying to do a video on position sizing, no? And I kept revising and editing that video until I eventually gave up. Now, why? Why did I keep revising and editing it? Kasi the more I talked about it, the more I realized na maraming hindi na pag-uusapan publicly or maraming hindi na pag-uusapan openly regarding risk management. And focusing solely on position sizing tends to kumbaga nababawasan yung importansya ng overall risk management sa pagtatrade. So I decided that the best way to go about doing this is to do a course or a series regarding risk management para mapag-usapan natin siya ng buong buo, walang kulang. Alright? Now, when you first start trading, you discover all kinds of different techniques. And it's very simple to believe that you have found the market's solution. I remember back in the day when I first started, yung una ko pang nabasang libro nun was yung trading code, no? And you felt like yun lang pala yun. Pag nagtatrade ako, dapat hihintayin ko may crossover yung ganito or mag-above 50 yung ganyan. And then from there, you go on to discover other things. Nag-attend ako ng mga workshops, sumali ako sa mga groups. And then you felt like, ang dami ko natututunan, alam ko na to, kaya ko na siyang i-trade. Diba? Kikita na ako sa market, and yet, okay, at the time, hindi ako kumita. In fact, I started off okay. Diba? Like a lot of you, diba? You start off okay, or kung hindi man okay, medyo break even. Tapos before you know it, nalulunod ka na. Diba? Before you know it, natalo ka na. Down na yung portfolio mo. And then you start to think na, kung ganito lang kasimple, what am I missing? Diba? Parang, tama naman lahat ng hinahanap ko based on sa sabi ng libro, based on sa tinuturo sa ganitong group or sa ganyang group, based sa tinuro sa workshop, tama naman na, nag-above 50 naman yung ganito, or nag-crossover naman yung MACD, or yung stochastics na ganyan naman, or whatever the case. Diba? Ginawa ko naman lahat And then people will tell you, kasi di yan lagi gumagana kailangan ganito, ganyan. But, they don't explain it all. Now, the thing is, at the end of the day, you need to figure out na you need to control what you can control. And in this game, okay, what we can control is risk. Yan yung isa sa mga bagay na pinaka nasa kamay natin. And when I started learning more about how to manage my risk, when I started planning around it more, when I started taking it seriously, doon gumanda ang pagtatrade ko. That's why mas nauna akong maging profitable sa Forex rather than sa PSE. Kasi sa Forex, mapipilitan ka talaga na i-manage yung risk mo ng maayos. Kung hindi, pwedeng masunog yung buong port mo. Sa stock market, hindi unless madilis yung hawak mo, tapos hindi sila nagbigay ng kahit na anong consolation, kumbaga, hindi ka naman mazizero. You can lose a lot, pero hindi ka mazizero. Sa Forex, pwede kang mazero, pwede ka pang magkautang kung hindi mo minamanage yung risk mo ng mabuti. And because I understood that, when I came back to the PSE, ready na ako. Alam ko na yung gagawin ko. So it translated very well, and I became very profitable in both. Okay? So what we'll be discussing over the next few weeks or over the course of this series is paano i-manage ng mabuti yung risk ninyo. Ano yung mga bagay that you need to take into consideration? Ano yung mga bagay na kailangan nyo pag-isipan, pagplanuhan, and things you need to decide on? Kasi there are lots of things to do and there's no one correct way to do it. Lahat tayo iba-iba. Now, I wanted to discuss these two things right now, sa simula pa lang, para as we go through the course, hindi ko na sila i-bring up ulit. And the two basic factors in risk management are, number 1, risk per trade. Meaning, magkano yung tinataya mo bawat trade mo. Now, a lot of people don't understand this. Iniisip lang nila, basta pag nag 5% down yung position ko, ikakat ko na. That's not it. Okay? Magkano ang willing mong mawala sa entire portfolio mo whenever you enter into a trade? Now, ito yung basic foundation ng position sizing, yung risk per trade. Kailangan alam mo magkano yung willing mong itaya para hindi ka lumalagpas doon, para kung matalo ka man, yung nawala sa'yo, kumbaga as expected. For example, you have a 100,000 peso na portfolio. You're willing to risk 2% per trade, or yung monetary amount nun is 2,000 pesos per trade. So you will position yourself in such a way na kahit na matalo ka, 2,000 pesos lang more or less yung mawawala sa'yo. I say more or less kasi may slippage pa rin na nangyayari every so often. Okay? So, you position yourself in such a way na hindi hihigit gaano dun sa maximum percentage na willing mong i-risk yung mawawala sa'yo kung matalo ka. Next is R. R is simply the unit of risk or reward in each trade. For example, a winning 2:1 reward to risk ratio nets you 2R. Now, what this means is bawat trade, kahit anong dapat mangyari, ang maximum na pwede mong matalo is 1R. Bakit 1R? Kasi yun yung risk mo per trade eh. Yun yung percent na willing mong isugal. Diba? Yun yung monetary amount na willing mong mawala kung matalo ka man. Syempre ayaw nating matalo, but it's inevitable. So 1R yung maximum na pwedeng mawala sa'yo. Ang tanong na lang is, ano yung pwede mong ipanalo? So kunyari nga, nag-net ka ng na-hit yung target mo. Your risk reward was 2:1. So, you take in 2R. Yun yung kinita mo. Okay? Now, these two terms will be very important as we go along kasi a lot of what we'll be talking about will revolve around these two things. Babalik at babalik tayo dyan simply because it's a good way to talk about risk management while keeping things relatively simple. Kung lahat ng bagay bibigyan natin ng separate na term, kung lahat ng bagay bibigyan natin ng a fancy name of some type, gugulo lang lalo lahat sa isipan nyo. Kasi it's gonna be very hard to understand something when you need to keep catching up with certain terms na sa totoo lang, hindi naman ganun ka-important. So keep these two things in mind as we go along kasi we'll be coming back to them over and over and over again. Now, I want to show you this chart, no? This chart was actually created by my mentor, Tom Dante. On the left side, you will see yan yung percentage or win percentage ng trading strategy nyo. So for example, you can have a trading strategy that wins 40% of the time, 45% of the time. And how do you know how often your strategy wins? Journal. Okay? Next, yung sa taas, yung 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, is the probability of seeing at least that number of consecutive losing trades within a 50-trade period. Meaning, over 50 trades, what are the odds na pwede kayong matalo ng ganyang karaming sunod-sunod na beses? Now, just to make it clearer, no? Let's quickly go through a cross-section. So, for example, my win rate for my strategy is 50%. Okay? Tapos, titignan natin ngayon yung 5 na losing streak. 5 consecutive losing trades. So, if you look at the chart, 50%, tapos yung 5, there's a 76.8% chance na over 50 trades, diba? Sa loob ng 50 na trades, matalo ako ng 5 straight times. Okay? Now, tingnan natin ulit. Let's say na my win rate was 35%. Okay? Now, what are the odds na matalo ko ng 7 straight times? Now, ang sabi dito sa chart na to, kapag within 50 trades, the odds na matalo ko ng 7 straight times is around 89%. Okay? 35% chance na mananalo ako, yun yung win rate ko. But over the course of 50 trades, there's an 89% chance na matalo ako ng 7 straight times. Now, you're probably thinking, 89%? Ang taas naman nun, hindi ba ang 35% is 1 out of 3? But that's not the way math works. Diba? You can win 35 out of 100 and still be 35% win rate. Pero you don't know where that 35 wins will come from. Paano kung kunwari mag 65 straight losses ka, then 35 straight wins? Do you still have a 35% win rate? Of course. Diba? But people don't see it that way. They don't understand na etong mga bagay na to are still factors of risk, and it's things we need to know kasi it's something that we want to survive. Remember, in this game, kung wala ka ng bala, talo ka na. Pero kung may bala ka pa, kaya mo pang lumaban. Now, the question is, kaya mo bang i-survive? Kaya ba ng portfolio mong i-survive yung ganyang karaming number na sunod-sunod na talo? Kunwari, you risk 10% per trade, pero yung win rate mo is only 15%, where there's a 99% chance na mag-11 straight losses ka. Kaya bang mabuhay ng portfolio mo kung mangyari yon? Kasi you need to factor all of that in. This is why a lot of people have sleepless nights. This is why a lot of people think na binubudol sila ng market. They don't get the math behind everything. Or even if they do, they only have a very surface understanding of what they need to know para mabuhay sa larong to, para mabuhay as a trader. People want to think in terms na very, very simplified. Pero that's not the way it works eh. Diba? As I said, you don't know kung paano mo ma-achieve yung win percentage na yon. You just know that over the course of a long period or over the course of a lot of trades, ito yung expectancy mo. But you don't know how mabubuo yung expectancy na yon. Diba? 50% chance to win. Yes, it's 1 out of 2, but it's also 50 out of 100. It's also 500 out of 1,000. And we don't know how the numbers will play out. Okay? So, take a screenshot of this, save this. This is important. Keep it in the back of your head as we go through the course. Refer to it as needed. Okay? Now, ano yung matututunan nyo dito sa Risk Management Academy? Well, first of all, yung different approaches for different trading styles. This is important kasi depending on how you trade, the way you manage risk likely will differ. Now, kung ayaw nyong mag-iba, okay lang, no? Pero para sa akin, the way you trade affects the way that you manage risk. Period. Next, we'll be talking about evolving R. Also, position sizing and adjusting risk parameters. We'll also talk about taking partial profits. Is it good? Is it bad? We'll talk about moving your stops to break even and more, no? As I said, when I was making the position sizing video, nagulat ako sa amount of things that I want to say, that I want to teach, that I feel very strongly needs to be out there and needs to be understood in order for one to become a successful trader. Without all of this, it's not impossible to become a successful trader. It just makes it a lot harder. Kasi parang pinipilay mo yung sarili mo eh. Diba? Kung kunwari sabihin natin, binalian kita ng kamay, tapos sinabi ko siya, o makipagsuntok ka kay Pacquiao, odds are matatalo ka. Yes, may suntok sa buwan, pwede kang makachamba. Baka madulas si Sir Manny, no? Tapos bigla mong masuntok, manalo ka. But odds are, you're gonna get destroyed. Not just because he's a better fighter, kasi pilay ka pa. Diba? So, ayaw natin na lalaban tayo sa trading ng pilay tayo. We want to know as much as we can about the things that we can control, and that's why it's very important na mapag-aralan natin ng mabuti ang risk. So guys, ito po nagtatapos yung video na to, no? And as I said, over the course of the next few weeks, Ito yung magiging focus ng lessons natin. Now, I am not saying that this is the only type of video that I'll be releasing every week sa mga trading lesson natin na scheduled slots. Meron pa rin mga pre-recorded videos sa lalabas. But, ito yung magiging primary focus natin. So, I hope that you're looking forward to it. It's something that excites you, that you're looking forward to reinventing yourself and becoming a better trader, and hopefully, makatulong to sa inyo. And as always guys, maraming salamat po sa panonood. I really appreciate it. Good luck and happy trading!